Hello, beautiful people. We are live at Albarka FM with another interesting session for Kwara Lifestyle, powered by Urban Pop Radio. In our session today, we have with us a man with a very interesting transitioning story in his career path. Please do join us in this interesting ride.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Rashid Adigbonola Oshibikon, the General Manager of Albarka FM. I have a degree in accounting, and I have a master's in accounting and finance. I also have an honorary degree for human resources and business in the United States. Basically, it's not something that is new. It's a family thing. So it's a bit easy for me to blend in, but it was not that easy, from an accounts person to a radio person. It has been difficult a bit, but we are surviving. Doing accounting does not mean it has to do with calculation. Some of those courses you have to take during your degree days at business, it was pretty much easy for me to blend in because accounting is also a management course, but it was pretty much easy because if you have an accounting background, you can do anything. I think the economic itself in Nigeria. So when you are venturing into something new and you are given a position to handle, it's not always easy. It was pretty much difficult to handle things administratively, not the technical part. I had no issues with dealing with technical programs and all. It was more of like an administrative issue. I had a lot of problem with that, trying to deal with big names in the industry. And you've been doing something for so long and somebody will just come one day and say this is the way he wants it to be done. So it was pretty much hard for them to adjust to my kind of style. And it was difficult, but they saw I gave them a reason to follow that path. And it was, some complied, some left the job, but we are still moving. uh, One of the things that I've observed is that change is constant. Things move quickly, but change in terms of social media. When radio started, there was no Facebook Live, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter, there was no radio garden, there was no tuning. You could only listen to radio via your radio set, but now you can listen to radio anywhere in the world. Just have your internet and you can listen at a glance. If you don't have apps like Radio Garden as well, you can listen through Facebook. Most of the radio stations now broadcast their news and all through Facebook. So that's been the change. I would say no. In fact, to some extent, I regret even doing that. I prefer, now that I'm more mature, I prefer business. I would have done business administration there and move on with life rather than doing calculation. Although it was easy for me because I love maths than English, so it was pretty much easy. There's a lot of things that people, especially new radio owner, there's a lot of things that they don't understand. Freelance, or let me say big name in the industry, will just sell an idea for them that if we do this, we are going to make money. And sometimes it's not like that. You can establish a radio, for example, and not break even in 5 years. It's possible. And you can do 2-3 years and you can, but everything in life is not consistent. You have something that will go up, sometime it will be in the middle, sometime. And with the way the economy is now, it's pretty much not easy for people to run radio station. Compare diesel, electricity. For example, in our place now, last year, it is not what we are paying for electricity, but we are paying times 4 now. For example, if you are paying 500k before, we are paying almost 1.5 million now for NEPA, because this area is a band A area, and band A now is not so it is pretty much difficult to keep up with the economic. But breaking it even is something that is easy if you have a plan, but it's not something that you get immediately. It takes time. It takes years for you to, except you have other things that you are running along with it. There's a radio in the state now that has a radio and has a park as well. You should know the radio I'm actually doing. So, they might not get income from the radio, but the park would complement the radio. But having a radio alone is pretty much hard for someone to break even with the current economic situation. But the only person that serve as a source of inspiration for me is my dad. He's also a journalist. So it's pretty much, that's why I said it's in the family. Almost everybody in the family, one way or the other, involved in journalism or mass comm, or. So it's a family thing. So, people don't take radio broadcaster serious to some extent, but it is a big deal now, because you don't even need to be a radio whatever to make it now. An OAP gets endorsements, personal endorsements. OAP can, and you can get appointments as well. So there's a lot of career paths that you can follow. But most of the problem that people have now, especially people of this generation, they don't know what they want. They just know mass comm. I want to be an OAP. They don't know what it takes. So you have to have a career path that, okay, this is what I want. And if you have somebody that can mentor you, that do this, do that, there's a lot of things that you can do in journalism that does not even involve radio. For example, investigative journalism in radio now is a big thing. If you can be an investigative journalist, that is what the likes of me, people, in fact, upcoming journalists like campus journalists, they are being mentored now to become, so that you can know whether you want to become an editor, you want to become an OAP, maybe a Yoruba caster or English caster. So it's easy now if you have a path that you are following, because the word mass comm is big. They just do mass comm generally in the university. You don't know what is what. You just do everything, and when you come out, you start looking for what to do and all. For me, it's pretty much, you don't have holiday. That's one. You can be called at any time. You can be called on Christmas Day or Ilea Day or any festive period. You can be called to come to the radio but it's pretty much easy for me because I'm digitally inclined. Sometimes I don't have to come here physically. I can monitor them online. If I travel out, I can monitor online. I can, there's cameras around that you can check up on your staffs. Even inside the studio, you can, check up on them, see what they are doing and all. So it's pretty much easy for me. But for my colleagues that I know that, they are not computer, they go there every day, and it's not, you can be in the comfort of your zone and listen all day, and, monitor what they are doing if you have anything. And everything is pretty much easy now. Everything is digital. So that's the new wave now. You have to be digital inclined to make things easy for yourself. Shout out to Urban Pop. You are doing good. Keep the good work. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's session of Kwara Lifestyle, powered by Urban Pop Radio. Thank you so much for staying with us. Please do follow us on all our social media platforms at Urban Pop Radio on Instagram, on Facebook, and on X. And also you can follow at Kwara Lifestyle _ on Instagram. You can also have full access to this session on YouTube at Reality TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a bye-bye, but see you soon. Thank you.